Welcome to Dharma Talk channel. I'm grateful that you are here, wherever you are right now in the world, listening to these words. Maybe you are driving. Maybe you are sitting at home with a cup of coffee. Maybe you are walking alone with your headphones on. However you are arriving, you are welcome here, just as you are. Before we begin, I'd like to invite you to pause for a brief moment. If it is safe to do so, gently soften your gaze or close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in and a long, gentle breath out. Again, breathing in and breathing out. You don't have to force anything. Just allow your body to be here, your mind to be here in this moment. My name is, and I have been practicing as a Buddhist monk for many years. In that time, I have met many people from all over the world, especially from Western countries like the United States. They often come to me with the same question, though they may use different words. They say, I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. I care so much that it hurts. People tell me to detach, but I don't want to become cold. I don't want to stop caring. What does detachment really mean? If you have ever felt this way, this conversation is for you. When many people in the West hear the word detachment, they imagine a person who doesn't care about anything, who feels nothing, who walks away from relationships and responsibilities. A kind of emotional shutdown. Maybe you've met someone like that. Maybe, after being hurt, you have tried to become like that yourself. If I just stop caring, I won't suffer anymore. On the surface, that sounds logical. But somewhere deep inside, it doesn't feel right, does it? Because a heart that cannot feel pain also struggles to feel joy, love, and connection. The Buddha did not teach us to become stone. He did not ask us to kill our feelings. Instead, he pointed to a different kind of freedom, to live with an open heart that is not enslaved by fear, craving, and clinging. The art of detachment in the Dharma is not the art of becoming numb. It is the art of letting go of our tight grip on people, on outcomes, and on ideas about how life must be, so that we can actually meet life as it is. In this episode, I would like to walk with you through this misunderstanding. Together, we will explore what detachment is not, what it truly is from a Buddhist perspective, and how you can begin to practice it in your everyday life, at work, in your relationships, with your family, and even in the way you relate to your own thoughts and emotions. My intention is not to give you a theory to memorize, but a way of seeing that you can feel in your own body and heart. So as you listen, you don't need to agree or disagree. Just notice. Notice where the words resonate, where they challenge you, where they bring relief, and where they bring resistance. All of that is part of the path. For now, let's stay with one simple thing. As you hear my voice, keep returning gently to your breath, in and out. Let this be more than information. Let it be an experience of slowing down and coming home to yourself. From this quiet place, we can begin to explore the art of detachment, how to let go, without losing the warmth and tenderness of your beautiful human heart. So before we talk about what detachment really is, it is helpful to be very clear about what it is not. If we carry a distorted image of detachment in our minds, we will either run away from it, or we will practice in a way that harms ourselves and others. Many people hear the word detached and immediately think of a cold, distant person who doesn't care about anything or anyone. Maybe you imagine someone who never cries, never shows affection, never says, I love you, and walks away as if nothing matters. If that is what detachment meant, I would not recommend it to you. That is not the path of the Buddha. What many people call detachment in everyday language is actually emotional numbness or avoidance. It is what happens when we have been hurt and we build a wall around our heart. Perhaps someone betrayed your trust, or a relationship ended painfully, or you lost something precious. In that moment, the mind sometimes makes a secret contract. I will never feel this much pain again. From now on, I will not let anything touch me. On the outside, this can look like strength, calm face, no tears, no drama. But inside, it is often a frozen landscape. Life becomes safer, but it also becomes smaller and emptier. True detachment is not this frozen state. It is not shutting down your sensitivity. It is not saying, "I don't care," when actually you care very much. It is not pretending that you are above all human emotions while, deep inside, you are lonely and afraid. When you push your feelings down, they do not disappear. They just find another way to come out, through anxiety, depression, addiction, anger, or a constant sense of restlessness. The Buddha did not encourage us to run away from our feelings. He invited us to meet them with wisdom and compassion. Detachment is also not indifference. Indifference says, "Your pain is not my concern. Your joy is not my joy. I am separate from you." This attitude may protect the ego, but it cuts the natural flow of compassion that makes us truly human. When the heart is indifferent, it becomes dry. You might feel a certain kind of freedom. No one can hurt me if I don't care, but it is a freedom without warmth. In Buddhism, we do not celebrate that kind of freedom. A liberated heart is always a loving heart. Detachment is not irresponsibility either. It does not mean ignoring your duties, abandoning the people who depend on you, or saying, "Whatever, everything is empty, nothing matters." This is a misunderstanding of spiritual teachings. Emptiness does not mean nothing has value. It means that things are interconnected and constantly changing. From that understanding, we actually become more careful, more ethical, because we see that our actions ripple out into the world. A detached person, in the true sense, can still be a deeply reliable friend, a loving partner, a dedicated parent, a conscientious worker. The difference is not in their outer actions, but in the inner quality of their heart. Detachment is also not perfection. It does not mean you never feel jealous, never feel afraid, never feel hurt. As long as we are human, emotions will arise. The point is not to erase them, but to see them clearly and not be ruled by them. Sometimes people think, if I practice detachment, I should never feel triggered. If I still get upset, I am failing. This creates another form of attachment to an image of oneself as always calm and spiritual. Then, when we inevitably feel messy and human, we judge ourselves, and the practice becomes another prison. From the Buddhist perspective, the problem is not that we feel. The problem is that we cling. We cling to people, to outcomes, to ideas of who we are and how life should be. When we cling, we suffer. In response to that suffering, some people choose numbness as a strategy. If I don't care, I won't hurt. But numbness simply cuts off the symptoms. It does not heal the root. True detachment, as we will explore, goes in the opposite direction. It allows you to feel more deeply, but with spaciousness. Pain can arise, but it does not define you. Joy can arise, but you do not chase it desperately. You remain centered, like a calm lake that can reflect the sky, the clouds, and the storms without losing its depth. Think for a moment about your own life. Has there been a time when you said, "I'm done, I don't care anymore," but inside, you were still checking their social media, still playing the story in your mind, still feeling the sting? That is not detachment. That is pain wearing a mask. Real detachment has a different flavor. It feels more like, I still care, I still wish you well, but I release my grip on controlling this. I accept that I cannot shape reality to my wishes. There may still be sadness, but underneath the sadness there is a quiet strength, a sense of alignment with truth. So as we move forward, I invite you to gently question the pictures your mind may carry about detachment. If you imagine it as coldness, numbness, or apathy, you will naturally resist it, because a part of you knows that you were born to love and to be loved. Instead, Consider that the Dharma invites you into a different kind of detachment, one that protects not by hardening the heart, but by making it wise. We are not trying to become less human, but more fully human, capable of feeling everything without being swallowed by anything. Now that we have a clearer sense of what detachment is not, we can begin to look more closely at what it is from the Buddhist point of view. To do that, we need to talk about attachment. In Buddhism, when we say attachment, we are not only talking about liking something or loving someone. We are talking about a very specific mental habit, the habit of clinging, of trying to hold on to what cannot be held, of insisting that life, people, and even our own hearts must be a certain way for us to be okay. The Buddha observed something very simple and very profound. Everything in this life is changing. Your body changes, your moods change, your relationships change, your job changes, your country changes, even your beliefs and values may change. Nothing stays exactly the same. This is not a mystical idea, it is just reality. Yet, even knowing this, there is a part of us that says, no, I want this feeling, this person, this situation to last forever. I want certainty. I want guarantee. That push against the truth of change is what we call attachment. When we attach, we create inner tension. Imagine holding a rope and pulling as hard as you can while life is pulling in another direction. The more tightly you pull, the more resistance, the more friction, the more pain. Sometimes we call this rope a relationship. Sometimes we call it a career. Sometimes we call it an identity like I am successful, I am special, or I am a failure. But whatever the name, the feeling is the same. If this goes away or changes, I will be lost. My sense of self, my sense of worth, depends on it. Now, many people in the West hear this and think, does that mean I should not care about anything? Does Buddhism want me to stop loving my partner, my children, my friends? The answer is no. The Dharma does not ask you to love less. It invites you to love more wisely. The problem is not love itself. The problem is the way we mix love with fear, control, and dependence. When love is mixed with attachment, it becomes heavy and fragile. When love is free from attachment, it becomes spacious and resilient. Let's look at the difference more closely. Attachment love often sounds like this. I love you, so you must make me happy. You must behave in ways that confirm my story about myself. You must not leave me. You must not change too much. You must not disagree with me too strongly. If you do, I will feel threatened, and I will punish you with anger, guilt, or withdrawal. Even if we don't say these words out loud, we may feel them inside. In that kind of love, the other person is not fully free. They are carrying the burden of our insecurity. Wise love, on the other hand, sounds more like, I love you, and I care deeply about your happiness. I enjoy your presence. I cherish the moments we share. And at the same time, I recognize that you are a separate being with your own path, your own wounds, your own choices. I cannot control your journey. I can walk with you, support you, communicate honestly, set healthy boundaries, but I cannot own you. If you stay, I will love you. If you leave, I will grieve, but I will not collapse, because my worth does not depend on you. This love is not weaker, it is braver. From the Buddhist perspective, detachment is what allows love to transform from the first kind into the second. When we detach, we are not withdrawing our love. We are withdrawing our demand that love must go the way we want. We stop treating people and situations as possessions that exist to maintain our comfort. We begin to see them as living, changing, mysterious realities that we can appreciate and care for, but never fully control. This shift brings a very deep peace. The Buddha spoke of 4 qualities of an awakened heart: loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. Equanimity is very close to what we mean by detachment. It is the ability to remain steady and open-hearted in the middle of gain and loss, praise and blame, pleasure and pain. It does not mean you do not feel these things. It means you are not thrown around by them. When equanimity is present, love has room to breathe. It is not suffocating anyone, including yourself. To make this more concrete, imagine holding a small bird in your hands. If you squeeze it tightly because you are afraid it will fly away, you will injure or kill it. That is attachment love. If you hold your hand completely open and say, "I don't care if it falls or flies," that is indifference. But if you hold the bird gently, with care, with warmth, with awareness that it may one day fly away, that is wise love supported by detachment. You are fully present, but you are not making your happiness dependent on controlling the bird. We can apply the same image to many things: a romantic relationship, your career, your youth, your reputation. Ask yourself gently, am I trying to squeeze this? Am I secretly making this person or this role responsible for my sense of value? When the answer is yes, you can be sure there is attachment. And where there is attachment, there will eventually be suffering, because everything we cling to will change in ways we cannot predict. This is why the Buddha's teaching on attachment is not pessimistic. It is realistic and compassionate. He is not saying, do not enjoy life. He is saying, enjoy life, but do not be fooled by the illusion that you can hold it still. He is not saying, do not love. He is saying, love so deeply that you are willing to let things be as they are, not as your fear demands. Detachment is what allows love to be about the well-being of the other, not just about the comfort of the self. In your own experience, you may have tasted moments of this kind of love already. Perhaps you supported a friend in making a choice that was good for them, even though it was painful for you. Perhaps you let go of an argument because you realized that being right was less important than being kind. In those moments, you were practicing detachment without calling it that. You were loosening your grip on your own storyline and making space for a larger wisdom. So, when we speak of detachment in the Dharma, we are really speaking about the art of letting go of our clinging while allowing love, compassion, and joy to remain. It is the shift from, I love you because you make me feel safe, to, I love you, and I am learning to be safe in myself. It is the shift from, I am my success, my money, my image, to these things are part of my life, but they are not my true home. As we walk further, we will explore how this understanding of attachment and love can be lived in the middle of ordinary Western life, with all its noise, speed, and complexity. For many people in the West, and especially in the United States, life feels like a constant race. There is always something to do, to achieve, to fix, to improve. You wake up, check your phone, check your messages, check the news, and before your feet even touch the floor, your mind is already running. In this kind of environment, attachment is not just a personal habit. It is constantly being encouraged by the culture around you. You are asked to cling to an image, to a lifestyle, to an opinion, to a side, because clinging is profitable, clinging is predictable, clinging makes you easier to control. This is one of the reasons detachment matters so much in modern Western life. Without some understanding of detachment, you are like a leaf in a storm, blown in every direction by advertising, social media, political polarization, and the expectations of others. You may feel that you are making choices freely, but often those choices are driven by fear of missing out, fear of not being enough, fear of being left behind. Detachment is not about withdrawing from society. It is about reclaiming your inner freedom so that you can live in society without being swallowed by it. Take romantic relationships, for example. In many Western cultures, there is a strong ideal of the soulmate, one person who will complete you. understand you perfectly, and meet all your emotional and even spiritual needs. This can sound beautiful, but it also creates enormous pressure. If you believe someone else is supposed to complete you, you will naturally cling to them. Their slightest change in mood can feel like a threat. A delayed text can trigger panic. A disagreement can feel like an earthquake. Social media amplifies this. You can see when they were last online, who liked their posts, who commented with a heart. Your mind spins stories. Are they losing interest? Am I not enough? Am I being replaced? In this atmosphere, detachment becomes an act of kindness toward yourself and toward the other person. It means noticing when your love has turned into surveillance. It means recognizing that no human being can carry the weight of being your entire source of happiness. It means allowing the other person to have their own inner world, their own friends, their own rhythms, without interpreting every fluctuation as a judgment of your worth. Detachment in love says, I cherish you, and I also respect your freedom. I want you, but I do not need to own you. This kind of love can breathe. It is less dramatic perhaps, but more stable and more real. We can also look at work and achievement. In countries like the United States, many people grow up with the message that their value is measured by their productivity. The question is not who are you, but what do you do? And how successful are you at doing it? Job titles, salaries, degrees, awards. These become symbols that the ego grasps tightly. If your identity is fused with your career, any failure at work feels like a personal collapse. A bad performance review becomes a verdict on your very existence. Losing your job can feel like losing yourself. In such a world, detachment is not laziness. It is not saying, I don't care about my work. It is saying, I give my best to my work, but I am not just my work. I am a human being with inherent worth. Even when I am resting, even when I am unemployed, even when I am not impressive to others. This attitude can actually make you more effective because you are not paralyzed by fear of failure. You can take wise risks, you can learn from mistakes, you can change direction when life invites you to, instead of clinging to a sinking ship just because it has your name on it. Then there is consumer culture. From a very young age, many Westerners are trained to believe that happiness is something you can buy. New phone, new clothes, new car, new supplements, new experiences. None of these things are evil in themselves, but when the mind becomes attached to them as the primary source of satisfaction, you enter a cycle of endless craving. You get the thing, you feel a brief high, it fades, and then you need the next thing. The message, you are not enough and you do not have enough, is repeated again and again because an insecure mind is a good customer. Here, detachment is like waking up from a spell. It doesn't mean you cannot enjoy nice things. It means you see through the illusion that they will finally fill the emptiness inside. You can still buy a new phone if you need one, but you no longer secretly expect it to fix your loneliness or your self-doubt. You can still enjoy a good meal out, but you do not confuse that pleasure with deep peace. Detachment turns consumption into a choice, not a compulsion. Another area where attachment shows up strongly in Western life is in opinions and identities. Political views, religious views, social causes. These can easily become rigid identities that we cling to. People like us think this way. People like them are wrong. When attachment enters, dialogue becomes impossible. We no longer listen to understand. We listen to attack or defend. Families are split. Friendships are lost, not because of the views themselves, but because of the clinging behind them. Detachment in this context does not mean you stop caring about justice or truth. It means you hold your views with humility. You recognize that your perspective is limited and that other people's experiences may reveal aspects of reality you cannot see. You can still act firmly for what you believe is right, but without hatred, without needing to dehumanize those who disagree. You are attached to compassion, not to being right. This is a powerful and rare form of freedom. Finally, we must speak about attachment to our own inner stories. Many people in the West carry a very harsh inner critic. There is a story, I am a failure, or I am unlovable, or I must constantly prove myself. These stories may have roots in childhood, in social messages, in trauma. Over time, we begin to identify with them completely. We cling to them, even though they hurt us, because they feel familiar. They become like old clothing that no longer fits, but we keep wearing it because we don't know who we would be without it. Detachment here means daring to question these stories. It means noticing when the mind says, "You are not good enough," and gently responding, "That is a thought, not the ultimate truth." It means allowing new possibilities to emerge. Perhaps you are more capable, more worthy, more lovable than your old narrative allows. Letting go of a painful identity can be frightening because it leaves a space of not knowing. But that space is also the space of genuine growth. In all these ways, love, work, consumption, beliefs, self-image, detachment is not an abstract philosophy. It is a practical medicine for the particular kind of suffering that many Westerners face today: burnout, anxiety, loneliness, polarization, and a constant sense of never enough. To walk the path of detachment is to gradually reclaim your attention, your heart, and your life from the forces that would keep you endlessly clinging. It is to remember that you are more than your roles, your possessions, your successes, and your failures. From that remembering, a different way of living becomes possible, one that we will explore through concrete practices in the next part of our journey together. Up to this point, we have been talking about detachment as an understanding, a way of seeing. But if it stays only as an idea, it will not transform your life. The Dharma is always meant to be practiced, to be tasted directly. So now, I would like to offer you some simple, concrete ways to begin training this art of letting go in your everyday life. You don't need to become a monk. You don't need to move to a monastery. You can begin exactly where you are, with the life you already have. The first practice is very simple, but very powerful. Notice the grip. Detachment begins with awareness. You cannot let go of something you don't even realize you are holding. So as you move through your day, start to notice moments when your body and mind feel tight. Maybe it happens when you see that your partner hasn't replied to your message. Maybe it happens when you get an email from your boss, or when you look at your bank account, or when you see someone on social media who seems more attractive, more successful, more happy than you feel. In those moments, pause for just a few seconds. Take a breath. Feel your body. Ask yourself gently, what am I trying to control right now? What am I afraid of losing? What am I clinging to? Maybe the answer is, I am clinging to their approval. Or, I am clinging to an image of myself as always competent. Or, I am clinging to a story that I should be further ahead in life. You don't need to fix it immediately. Just name it. By naming the attachment, you are already stepping a little bit back from it. You are moving from being inside the storm to watching the storm. You can even place a hand on your chest or your belly as you do this to remind yourself, I am here with myself, even in this discomfort. This alone is a form of detachment. You are not fusing with the fear or the craving. You are noticing it with some space and kindness. If you do only this one practice consistently, pausing to notice the grip, you will begin to see patterns. You will learn where your attachments are strongest, and that understanding will guide the rest of your journey. The second practice is to breathe through the urge to control. When attachment is triggered, there is often a very strong impulse to do something immediately. Send a message, check your phone again, argue, defend yourself by something, numb out with food, alcohol, or entertainment. This urge feels urgent, as if your safety depends on acting right now. In reality, it is usually the attachment trying to tighten its grip. When you notice this urge, experiment with a small delay. You are not forbidding yourself from acting. You are just creating a little bit of space. Take 3 slow breaths. As you inhale, silently say, "I feel the craving," or "I feel the fear." As you exhale, silently say, "I do not have to obey it." You are training yourself to recognize that you are not your impulses. You have impulses. You can observe them. You can choose how to respond. Sometimes the urge will still be too strong, and you will act in the old habitual way. That is okay. This is a training, not a test you either pass or fail. Each time you remember to pause, even for one breath, you are weakening the automatic power of attachment. You are teaching your nervous system that it is possible to feel discomfort without immediately trying to escape or fix it. Over time, that changes everything. The third practice is learning to love without owning. This one goes to the heart of our relationships. The next time you think of someone you love, a partner, a child, a friend, bring their image to mind. Notice what feelings arise: warmth, tenderness, maybe also fear, worry, or a sense of "I need you." Then, very softly, repeat inside, "May you be happy. May you be free. You do not belong to me." Take your time with this. You are not saying you don't want them in your life. You are simply acknowledging a deeper truth, that they are not your property, that their life is their own. At first, this may feel uncomfortable, especially if your attachment to this person is strong. You might feel a kind of inner protest. But I don't want them to be free to leave me, to change, to grow away from me. You don't need to force yourself to feel differently. Just notice that reaction and hold it with compassion. You might say to yourself, this is my fear of losing love. This is my desire to control." Recognizing these feelings is an act of honesty and courage. As you continue this practice, something subtle can shift. Your love can begin to feel less tight, less anxious. You may find yourself listening more deeply to the other person, allowing them to be who they are, not who you want them to be. You may become more willing to talk about uncomfortable truths because you are no longer trying so desperately to maintain a perfect image of the relationship. This is what detachment looks like in real life. Not leaving people, but meeting them with more respect, more honesty, and more freedom. The fourth practice is to let life be imperfect. Attachment often hides in our relationship to circumstances. We carry silent contracts in our mind. My day must go smoothly. People must understand me. My body must look a certain way. When reality does not follow these contracts, and it rarely does, we feel angry, frustrated, or ashamed. We may blame others, or we may blame ourselves. Either way, we are fighting with life. To practice detachment here, we can learn a simple phrase. This is not what I wanted, and it is what is here. For example, you might be stuck in traffic when you need to be somewhere on time. You feel the familiar frustration rising. In that moment, instead of letting the story take over, "This always happens to me. These drivers are idiots. I'm such a failure." Try saying to yourself, "This is not what I wanted, and it is what is here. How can I meet this moment wisely?" Maybe you take a deep breath. Maybe you turn off the radio and drive in silence. Maybe you use the time to notice your body and your thoughts. You can apply this phrase in many situations: a delayed flight, a canceled plan, a difficult conversation, a business project that does not work out, a health issue, aging. This is not what I wanted, and it is what is here. You are not pretending to like it. You are not denying your preferences. You are simply aligning yourself with reality instead of fighting it. From that alignment, you can respond with more clarity and less panic. A fifth practice, which supports all the others, is to make friends with impermanence. Intellectually, We all know that things change. But to really feel this in our bones can be a profound medicine for attachment. You might try a small daily reflection. Once a day, sit quietly for a few minutes and bring to mind something you appreciate in your life right now. A person, a place, a phase of your life. Really feel the gratitude. Then remember gently, this too will change. This too will pass. Not as a threat, but as a reminder to cherish it fully while it is here. You can do the same with difficulties. Think of a painful situation in your life. Notice how solid and heavy it feels. Then, again gently, remember, this too will change. This too will pass. Every emotion, every situation, every season of your life has a beginning, a middle, and an end. When you remember this, the grip of attachment can soften. You no longer demand that the good must last forever, nor that the bad will never end. You ride the waves with more trust. All of these practices are simple, but they are not easy. They go against many of the habits that have been reinforced by family, culture, and our own repeated patterns. So as you begin to experiment with them, please bring a spirit of kindness toward yourself. You will forget. You will cling. You will react in old ways. And then you will remember again. Each time you remember, you are already practicing detachment. You are not attached to the idea that you must be perfect. You might choose one of these practices to focus on for a week. Perhaps you decide, this week, I will simply notice the grip whenever I can. Or, this week, I will practice loving without owning with one person in my life. Keep it small and specific. Detachment grows one moment at a time, one breath at a time, one choice at a time. There is no need to rush. The path is long, and you are allowed to walk it gently. As you do, you may start to feel small shifts. Situations that used to trigger you intensely might feel slightly less overwhelming. You might find that you can hold both joy and sorrow in the same heart without breaking. You might discover that you can care deeply and still let go. These are signs that detachment is no longer just a concept, but a living reality in you. And from this living reality, we can move into more direct experiences like guided reflections and meditations that help you taste this freedom more and more clearly. If you are able to do so safely right now, I invite you to shift from listening with your thinking mind to listening with your whole body. You don't need to do anything special. Just allow yourself a few minutes to be here, to turn inward, to taste some of what we have been talking about. If you are sitting, let your feet rest on the floor or your legs be supported in a comfortable way. Let your hands rest gently in your lap or on your thighs. If you are lying down, see if you can lie in a way that feels both relaxed and awake. And if you are walking, perhaps you can slow down a little and bring more awareness to each step. If it feels safe, allow your eyes to close. If not, just soften your gaze and look down toward the ground or a neutral spot. Take a slow, deep breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth with a gentle sigh. Again, breathing in and breathing out. One more time, in and out. Now, allow the breath to find its own natural rhythm. You don't have to control it. You don't have to make it deep or special. Simply notice that the body is breathing. Air is coming in, air is going out. Life is happening, moment by moment, without you needing to manage it. Bring your attention down into your body. Notice the points of contact. Your feet on the floor, your seat on the chair, your back perhaps against a support. Feel the weight of your body being held by the earth. You don't have to hold yourself up all alone. The ground is here, supporting you. Begin with a simple scan of the body. Notice your face, the jaw, the mouth, the cheeks, the area around the eyes and forehead. See if there is any tightness you can soften, just a little. Not forcing, just inviting. Notice your neck and shoulders. Many of us carry the weight of our lives here. If you feel tension, acknowledge it kindly. there is some tightness here. Let your awareness move down through the arms, the hands, the chest, the belly. Wherever you find tightness, just breathe into that area, and on the out-breath, see if a little of that tension can melt away. Now, gently, bring to mind one situation or one person in your life where you feel a lot of clinging. It might be a relationship, a worry about work, a financial fear, a story you tell yourself about who you are. Choose something that is real for you, but not the most overwhelming thing in your life. We are practicing, not trying to push ourselves into trauma, just one place where the grip of attachment feels familiar. As you think of this person or situation, notice what happens in your body. Does your chest tighten? Does your stomach contract? Does your breath become shallow? Do your shoulders rise? You don't need to change anything yet. Just observe. This is what attachment feels like in the body, a kind of tightening, a pulling, a bracing against reality. Now, with this person or situation in mind, take a slow breath in. As you inhale, silently say, I see you. As you exhale, silently say, I feel this. Inhale, I see you. Exhale, I feel this. You are not turning away from your attachment. You are not judging it. You are simply acknowledging it with honesty and gentleness. This too is part of being human. After a few breaths like this, you might begin to introduce a new phrase on the out-breath. Inhale, I feel this clinging. Exhale, I don't have to be ruled by it. Or, if you prefer, inhale, here is my fear. Exhale, I offer it some space. Use the words that fit you best. Let them be simple, clear, and kind. If you are thinking of a person you love, you might now turn your attention more directly to them. See their face in your mind. Remember that they are a living, changing being just like you. They have joys and sorrows, hopes and fears that you may never fully know. As you hold their image, silently offer them a few phrases. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be free. Let each phrase ride on the out-breath. You don't have to force any particular feeling. The intention alone is a seed. Then, if you feel ready, you can add one more phrase. You do not belong to me. Notice what arises as you say this inwardly. Maybe there is resistance. Maybe there is sadness. Maybe there is a surprising sense of relief. Whatever comes, let it be there. You are not trying to erase your attachment in one moment. You are simply pointing your heart in a new direction. If you are working with a situation rather than a person, perhaps a job, a goal, an image of yourself, you can use a slightly different phrase. Bring the situation to mind, and with each out-breath, say silently, this is not under my total control, and I can still respond with wisdom. Inhale, feel the tension. Exhale, let go of the illusion of total control. Now, allow the words to drop away for a moment and return to the simple feeling of breathing, in and out. Imagine that with each exhale, your grip softens just a fraction. The situation or person is still there. You still care. You are still engaged. But the tight fist of "it must be this way" is opening into a gentler hand. Not pushing away, not clinging, just holding lightly. You might picture your heart as a space, not as a wall. A space where many experiences, many people, many emotions can come and go. They enter, they stay for a while, they leave. The space remains. The space is you. The thoughts and feelings are like weather. The space is like the sky. For the last few breaths of this reflection, silently offer yourself a little kindness. You might say, may I learn to let go without losing my capacity to love. Or, may I be patient with myself as I practice. Or simply, may I be at peace. Let one phrase rest gently in your mind as you breathe in and out. When you are ready, begin to bring your attention back to the physical world around you. Notice the feeling of your body on the chair or on the ground. Notice the sounds in the room or outside. Wiggle your fingers and toes. If your eyes have been closed, slowly allow them to open, letting in light and color. There is no need to analyze this experience right now. You don't have to decide whether you did it right or whether you felt enough. Just recognize that, for a few minutes, you turn toward your attachment with awareness and compassion. That alone is a profound step. Each time you practice, even briefly, you are strengthening the muscle of detachment, a gentle strength that holds you steady, even as life continues to move and change around you. As we come closer to the end of this conversation, I'd like to spend some time with a few questions that often arise when people from the West hear about detachment. Even if you never spoke these questions out loud, they may already be living in your heart. So let us bring them into the light, gently, one by one. The first question is very common. If I detach, won't I lose my motivation? If I stop clinging, won't I become passive and stop caring about my goals? This fear makes sense. Many of us were trained to believe that the only way to achieve anything is to be hard on ourselves, to push, to worry constantly, to keep our mind always focused on success and failure. From that perspective, attachment feels like fuel. If you let go of the anxiety, you fear you will become lazy. But look closely at your own experience. How does it really feel to be driven by fear and self-criticism? Maybe you get things done, but at what cost? Burnout, insomnia, tension in the body, difficulty enjoying what you've achieved because you are already worrying about the next goal. When our actions are fueled mainly by attachment, by the feeling, I must succeed or I am nothing, we become like a runner who can only move forward by whipping themselves. Yes, they move, but they are also constantly hurting. Detachment does not mean losing your motivation. It means changing the kind of fuel you use. Instead of running on fear and desperation, you begin to run on curiosity, on love, on a sense of inner alignment with your values. You can still set goals, make plans, work hard. The difference is that your sense of worth is not hanging on every outcome. When things go well, you can appreciate it without becoming inflated. When things go poorly, you can learn from it without collapsing. This actually makes you more resilient, more creative, and more capable of sustained effort over time. So, far from killing motivation, detachment purifies it. A second question you may have is, what if I really want something? Is it wrong to want a loving relationship, a comfortable home, financial security, good health? The answer is, it is not wrong to want these things. Desire itself is not a sin. In Buddhism, we do not try to erase every wish from the heart. The key question is, what is your relationship to your desire? There is a big difference between I would like this and I will move toward it as best I can, and I must have this, or I cannot be happy. The first attitude is a natural human longing. The second is attachment. Detachment invites you to hold your desires more lightly. You can say, yes, I hope for a loving partner, and I will take steps to meet people, to grow, to open my heart. But I also recognize that my basic worth does not depend on whether this happens on my preferred timeline. When you relate to desire this way, you can still move forward, but you are not a slave to your cravings. Another question that touches many hearts is, how do I detach from someone I love deeply? How do I let go without feeling like I am betraying my love? This is a tender question, and if it is alive in you right now, I want to acknowledge your pain. It may be that the person you love is far away or unable to love you in the way you desire, or no longer alive. Or perhaps you are still together, but your attachment is causing suffering for both of you. The first thing to understand is that detaching from attachment is not the same as detaching from love. You are not asked to stop loving. You are invited to gradually release the illusion that you can control the other person or that you cannot live without them. This does not happen overnight. It is often a process of grieving, not only grieving the person, but grieving the story you had built around them, who they were supposed to be for you, how the future was supposed to look. In this process, gentleness is essential. You might say to yourself, I still love you, and I am learning to let you go. I still care, and I am learning to care from a distance. I honor what we had, and I also honor my own path. Sometimes, detachment in love means staying, but changing the way you hold the relationship inside your heart. Sometimes, it means leaving a situation that is not healthy, not because you hate the other person, but because you respect both of you too much to keep feeding a pattern of suffering. In either case, love can remain, but it becomes quieter, wiser, less entangled with fear. There is also the question, if I practice detachment, will people think I don't care? Will I become too distant? This is where your intention and your communication become important. Detachment is an inner practice, but it can be expressed outwardly in warm, clear ways. You can still say, I love you. I'm here for you. Your feelings matter to me. Even while you are letting go of the need to fix everything or to control every outcome. Over time, the people around you may actually feel more seen because you are no longer relating to them as extensions of your ego, but as real, separate beings. Finally, you might wonder, how will I know if I am truly detaching or just numbing out? This is a subtle but important distinction. One clue is to look at the quality of your heart. When you are numbing out, there is usually a sense of dullness, disconnection, maybe a secret bitterness or cynicism. When you are truly detaching, there is often sorrow, especially at first, but underneath the sorrow there is a sense of honesty, of relief, of being more aligned with reality. Numbing makes your world smaller. True detachment, over time, makes your world larger because you are not organizing everything around protecting your ego. So as these questions arise in you, let them be part of the practice. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to be perfectly detached. Just keep turning toward your experience with curiosity and kindness. Ask yourself again and again, am I moving toward more openness, more honesty, more compassion for myself and others? Or am I building thicker walls? The path of detachment, in the Buddhist sense, will always lead toward a more open, more loving, more courageous heart. If you have stayed with me until now, thank you. You have just spent quite some time looking honestly at your own heart, and that itself is a quiet act of courage. Detachment is not a quick trick, not a slogan for a t-shirt. It is a path. Some days you will feel spacious and free. Other days you will feel tangled again in fear and craving. This is normal. Nothing is wrong with you. As you go back into your life after this talk, I invite you to choose just one small place to practice. Maybe it is that moment when you reach for your phone to check if someone has written to you. Maybe it is when a colleague criticizes you, or when traffic doesn't move, or when an old story of not enough returns. In that moment, take one conscious breath and ask, what am I gripping right now? Can I soften just a little? That tiny shift is the art of detachment already alive in you. Remember, we are not trying to love less. We are learning to love without chains, to let go without closing our hearts, to be fully human, tender, and wise in a world that is always changing. If this conversation has supported you, you are welcome to return, to listen again, to share it with a friend who is struggling, and to join me for future Dharma talks. Until then, may you walk gently. May you learn to release what you cannot hold, and to cherish what is here in this very breath. May you be safe, may you be free, and may you be at peace.